All right, it is 9:30 on Sunday. Today is gonna be a fucking good day. So we're going to the gym to do legs right now. I wake up at like the same time no matter what. My body's just like on a clock, which I'm fine with. I actually kind of like. Not kind of, I do. So I wake up pretty much at like 7:30, the latest. So I kind of chilled a little bit. I did some reading. I had my pre-workout meal, which was bussin'. I did a little bit of work on computer. I'm actually ordering meal prep for next week because I'll be going out to the Hamptons for Memorial Day weekend with some friends, and it's just an easy way to stay on track, less to think about food-wise. So I ordered some meal prep for that. Made my little pre-workout cocktail, which we have pre-workout, like a dedicated pre-workout, the one by Ghost. And then we have beetroot powder, nitric oxide booster, and tart cherry juice, inflammation, antioxidant. So I'm about 20 minutes from the gym. I'll start sipping on that a little bit now, and then hopefully by the time I get there, I'm scratching my fucking face off, and we'll start the leg day. But Sunday, 9:30, could be the best time to go to the gym, especially for filming, because there is nobody there. Especially for today. It's 73 degrees right now at 9:30. And it's gonna get up to like 83, 85. So I'll be sitting my big white ass outside to get red before I can get a little bit of tan. And then once I get that first little burn out the way, hot boy summer. We're trying to get this Irish Italian to a caramel skin. That's what we got going on right now. It's gonna be a fucking great day. On to the gym. And I have this new DJI Osmo Pocket 3 that I'm borrowing. Shout out Rich, my boss at the gym that I work at. And he's letting me use it a little bit, so I'm playing around with this thing, figuring out modalities. If angles are weird, I'm not a tech geek, so I'm still figuring this thing out, but pretty good. 73 degrees out already. That's a real fucking treat for New Jersey. I'll have the full workout coming up next. Sipping on a little pre-workout. Are we windows down or are we air conditioning? At first, I'm windows down, and then when it gets too hot or I just get tired of the heat, we do air conditioning. But for right now, we are enjoying the early onset of nice weather that New Jersey's getting. Not a bad view for the gym.
All right, if you know me, we start every single session with prehab no matter what we're doing. So we're doing a little band pal off press here for my core, anti-rotation aspect, hip flexor pulls, strengthen those hips, Copenhagen planks for that hip adduction, and band TKE for my knees. Going into a plyometric, we're doing seated box jump, pure concentric explosiveness. These actually felt pretty good today. I think this is the highest I've ever gotten thus far since I started training jumping, so this was pretty good. But always start my leg days with a plyometric to get that post-potentiation effect, meaning you're just going to ramp up your central nervous system. You're going to be able to recruit more muscle fibers for your compound lift. So this is my second leg day of the week. It's hamstring glute focused, 4x6 on RDL here. Slowly progressing the weight as I get into this program, so I don't want to progress too quickly to avoid injury, but movement patterns are feeling good and I'm definitely getting more comfortable with them. We moved on to this hip thrust machine as an accessory movement for the ham and glutes. Again, same here. I'm going up every single set, but I'm also not trying to overload it from the front of this program. There'll be plenty of time for progressive overload, so just taking everything easy right now, getting used to movements. Then we went on to this squat press. I actually like this more than a leg press because of the angle. Accessory for the quad and the glutes. This one feels really good. This is, I believe, the Cybex one. This has been very good and feeling very smooth as I'm moving through it. Again, adding weight for every single set that I feel comfortable doing so far and getting that progressive overload aspect. And finishing with a classic here, just normal leg extensions to burn out the quads. Nothing cute, nothing fancy here, just kind of an old school exercise for that quad development. Now to finish off the legs as a whole, I have these calf raises, but I'm doing 30s. So I'm doing 10 with my toes pointed in, I'm doing 10 with my toes pointed forward, and I'm doing 10 with my toes facing out. So like any other muscle, your calf has different compartments. So you change the angle, you change the exercise. So by changing the angle at which you're doing it, you're hitting different parts of the muscle. Calves are a dense muscle. They're stubborn for growth on many people. I genetically, luckily, have pretty decent calves to begin with, so I'm training the shit out of them right now to see how fast they can respond. Now for some low back work, I'm doing these weighted back extensions, particularly like this off the glute ham machine if you can get it, as opposed to the Roman chair. The angle is just different. I have my hips sitting right at the end of that, so then when I pull up, I'm getting all lower back as opposed to kind of glute and hamstring. And then I did drop sets here with just my body weight to get a burnout. These are a weak point of mine, so I'm definitely trying to bring them up. So that's why I'm training them very intensely. And then I just did some reverse hypers again on the glute ham machine. Love, love, love these. Again, can't stress how important. You change the angle, you do something, you change the exercise. So this is now the inverse. While I'm still working my lower back, I'm now bending from the waist down compared to bending at the waist up like I was with the back extension. So just did a little bit here to burn it out. I'm doing legs twice a week. One of them is squat focused. The other one is RDL focused. My legs are pretty responsive, so I could realistically probably train them once a week, but we're going for athletic performance as well, so we're doing them twice.
All right, we're back. What do we have? Some goodies. More creamy rice we ordered. So Raw Nutrition, which is like Chris Bumstead's company, Dom Iacovone, Matt Jansen. This is their company. I already buy their protein. I buy some of their pre-workout. And they came out with a cream of rice. And normally I buy the Elevate, but I'm a fan of competition. So I had to buy it and try it. These are opened already. They just came yesterday. Both bags are opened. I had this one yesterday, and I'm making this one right now. So this is vanilla cookie cream. I guess it's supposed to be like a golden Oreo. And then this one is honey nut cereal, which I guess is supposed to be like Cheerios. So I'm making it right now. One of the major keys of cooking cream of rice, if you're a real G, you know you cook it for like 30 seconds, stir, 30 seconds, stir, so that it doesn't clump up. And then if you're even more gangster, you know that you use a fork instead of a spoon. It's different, I'm telling you, but it mixes way better. And so we are trying this right now. We have 80 grams in here, and I like to put a lot of water in it and cook it many rounds so that I get a lot of volume in it. The cream of rice soaks up the water. So this is gonna be today's pre-workout meal, cream of rice with a Greek yogurt bowl, but we're trying out this raw cream of rice to see how it is. Based on yesterday when I had this golden Oreo one, it's all right, it's not crazy. The flavor profile for the raw cream of rice is definitely not as extensive as Elevate, but they're new, so I can only help but think they're gonna come out with a lot more flavors, a lot more options. But to be honest, this one tasted like a little artificial. I don't know, it's weird. I feel like the more distinct you get with the flavor, the more flavor you're gonna get, because at the end of the day, it's just cream of rice. So like vanilla cookie cream, like that taste, even if you bite into a golden Oreo, is not that strong. Kind of the same thing with Honey Nut Cheerios, but we'll see. That's definitely one of the things, probably the thing I like the most about Elevate is the flavor, because otherwise you would just buy the normal orange box. You're paying more because of the flavor. That like cinnamon roll one that Elevate has, so fucking good. The salted caramel one, good. Cookies and cream one's all right. They have like a maple brown sugar, pretty good. What other ones? I want to try the Sadiq Hadzove carrot cake one. Apple pie was all right. It was like a little too sweet, but you really are just paying a premium for that flavor profile. These are the same price as the Elevate one. It's like 25 bucks a bag maybe. and it has 25 servings, so it's $1 a serving, which compared to the orange box, it's probably like $5 a box, but I think there's only 9 servings in that, so that's like $12, so it's double the price. But again, that one's bland, this one has flavor. It just depends what you want to spend your money on. There's always something to spend money on, so to each their own, but we're doing this right now, and this one's coming out pretty well. It's soaking up a lot of water. I definitely think I'm getting more volume out of this one than the Elevate one, which is good. That's something I noticed when I went from orange box to Elevate. The orange box, you get so much volume. I don't know what it is, but like the rice in there just really soaks up all of the water. On Elevate, you're gonna get a little less volume than you would orange box, which I'm okay with to an extent, but this one is pretty good. It's not bad. So I think that this is done. What I'll do for today, I'm gonna have peanut butter in this meal. I'm gonna do them a solid on my first taste test, and I will enhance the flavor profile even more using this Fit Butter, white chocolate pretzel, and I'm putting 24 grams in here. And honestly, here's another perfect example of should I spend money on that's more expensive than it needs to be, but it makes me happy. So you could buy normal peanut butter, normal almond butter, but I'm paying a premium for flavor profile, and this one actually does taste really good. It does have a different taste than normal peanut butter and almond butter. It's flavored. Depends what you want to spend your money on. I'm pretty frugal with other things, but when it comes to the kitchen, especially when I'm dieting, I will pay extra for flavor to make it more enjoyable. To me, that is worth it. Even this is stir, pretty good, decent amount of volume in there. You can see it. And then I'm just gonna put a little bit of cinnamon, a nice glucose disposal agent, help with insulin sensitivity. Remember, this is hot as shit because I just did rounds in the microwave. So I'm gonna mix this all in. All right, so this is good and mixed. Now the second part of my pre-workout meal, we have 300 grams non-fat, sugar-free Greek yogurt. And if you know me, you know I hate the taste of just plain Greek yogurt. So what do? Something to flavor it. So I use BPN electrolytes, they're pretty good. This is the salted watermelon flavor, and I'm gonna do 2 scoops. It's hot. This is pre-workout, I'm gonna sweat, so this will be 1,000 milligrams of sodium right here. Perfect for pre-workout. It's important to salt your food. In the intro of this video, I actually put in colostrum too. So that was something I was dabbling with. I wasn't really showing that, posting that, whatever. Just to kind of see it as a supplement. But I'm just not gonna continue doing that. No real reason why, I just don't wanna pay $70 for the tub every month. So there's something I'm cutting my expenses on. Okay, so we have that Greek yogurt, nice. And then with this, we're doing 1 rice cake, 1 caramel rice cake. Okay, and this whole time that cream of rice has just been sitting, cooling down. So what I will do, I'll give this another good stir. This way it's not just cooling down on the outside. I want the whole thing to be cooling down. Yeah, this is a good amount of volume. And I can already tell it's not that hot anymore because I'm holding it from the bottom, but I will eat the Greek yogurt first, let this cool down even more, and then I'll go into this. And then we have the final product here. So rice cake, Greek yogurt, cream of rice with that almond butter and cinnamon mixed in. Really simple, really easy. Eat this first, and then we'll do a little review. And here we go. Finished product right here. Pretty good. It's definitely better than Orange Box, but I don't know if it's better than Elevate. The consistency is really good, that's for damn sure. I think the issue is Elevate just has so many damn flavors. Like, there's just so many options. And again, the raw one is new. I can only help but think that they're gonna come out with more flavors. These were the first 2 they rolled out. I'm not mad about it. I like the consistency a lot, actually. The consistency is better than the Elevate one. It helps that I have peanut butter in here, but yeah. Something that I've been doing this year that I haven't really done in years past is putting a majority of my carbohydrates pre and post workout. I've been watching a lot of John Heck on Instagram and on YouTube, and he preaches about this, about a high carb diet, but majority of your carbs are going pre-workout and then coming post-workout. And I feel like I honestly see a huge difference in my training. Like, I feel so much better fueled going into my sessions when I have a heavy carbohydrate meal, like an hour and a half before I'm about to train. So I have like 315 grams of carbs a day, or 310, and I'm having 200 of that pre and post workout. And I really have noticed a difference. At the end of the day, your carbs are your fuel for your workout, so it makes perfect sense. I was just always into like, let me stretch my food out evenly to make dieting a little easier. And that's definitely a way to do it. Like I would get into good shape the previous years I was cutting, but I can just say from a performance standpoint, my workouts now are more intense. I feel stronger. My endurance throughout the session is better. So I've been really enjoying that. So cream of rice has been a go-to carbohydrate source pre and post workout. All right, I actually like that cream of rice a lot. It's sitting in my stomach, very light, so easily digestible. Probably the easiest digestible one, to be honest, because now that I'm thinking about it, the Elevate one probably tastes so good because it has more additives, like gums and stuff like that. Like, I'm not on some Paul Saladino shit, but that stuff will kind of upset your stomach a little bit. A little harder to digest. It kind of sits, but this one feels really good. And that was a good amount of volume, so well done by them. Until I sneak out for lunch right here, which will be my lift. Finishing up a little bit of work, and we're watching some Rich Piana. But I wanted to talk about, also, like, today was laundry day. And we hang dry all our athleisure. Again, not because I'm on some Paul Saladino shit, but because it'll just last longer if you don't put that stuff in the dryer, athleisure specifically. So that's where we're at. That'll be changing though, because we will be moving. That's a story for a different day. But kind of thinking back on the past 13 weeks, I think this is week 13, which is crazy. 13 weeks of the cut, I'm down 20 pounds, 19 and a half. I've been sitting at 219 for like a week now. I'm doing a little bit of cardio. I'm not doing a ton. I have been doing no jiu-jitsu. No jiu-jitsu at all. So it's just weight training, a little bit of Stairmaster, like 30 minutes, I would say, honestly, 4 days a week, and steps outside, anywhere from 12 to 15K. But I feel really good in the gym. Like, I feel strong. I feel like I'm getting stronger, which is not typical 14 weeks into a cut. So I'm eating, I would say 2,900 calories. I track 2,700, but I don't track vegetables, and I don't track sauces. I don't track, the little bit of spray I put in the pan. So there are some hidden calories there. So it's 2,700 in MyFitnessPal, and I would say there's probably an additional 200 of untracked, which is all right as long as I keep that consistent. Also, it's not like I'm stepping on a stage, so I don't need to be like uber detailed, but I'm seeing results and have been for 12 weeks. So as long as I'm consistent, I don't really need to change anything. But what I'm saying is I've been at 219 for kind of 2 weeks now. I haven't really hit a new low weigh-in. Typically, I would add a little refeed meal in here, kick up the metabolism. But I'll be going to the Hamptons this weekend, so I could only imagine what I'll be eating there. So I don't want to do a refeed now. That would be like a diet break, to be honest. Like, not completely, but I'm not going to be following a plan. I'm going to have 2 meal preps for each day. So that'll cover 2 meals, and then I'll eat out 2 other meals. And then I'll have like an RTD or some protein powder supplemented in there somewhere just to try to meet my protein goal. But that's where we're at right now. I feel pretty good. Performance in the gym is good. It's improving, and I'm not panicking of where I'm at right now. And then when I get back from the Hamptons, I will have 5.5 weeks until I go on a little bit of a vacation. And that is all the motivation I will need to start cutting probably more aggressively leading up to that. That's why I'm also not worried right now. If I can get a little bit of strength gain, even a little bit of muscle gain right now, I'm not freaking out about it because I know what those 6 weeks are going to look like leading up to that vacation. I'll be more aggressive. I'll probably cut calories a little more to bring myself into a deficit. So chilling right now, happy with where I'm at. I'm not content, but I'm proud. We're keeping this thing going. Next video will be in the Hamptons.